Welcome, age of vintage society. The Hollywood ecosystem is a place where characters are made, but some come into the industry with their special character and refuse to change. They kept performing on and off the screen like Faye Dunaway's epic behind-the-scene behaviour. For some years now, this beautiful no-nonsense Hollywood talent continued to amaze fans with her innate knack and a few other character mischiefs she regularly churned out on movie sets. But beyond the lyrics, what else do you know about this great lady? Why, Faye Dunaway slapped a crew member on set. Make sure to watch the video until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you are new here, join our wonderful community by subscribing to the Age of Vintage channel. She is beautiful and talented, but quick to swing into action. Faye Dunaway is one lady that likes orderliness wherever she found herself. A school of thought said she could have made a better career in a physical combat-related profession because of her fighting-oriented nature, but Hollywood, of course, needed her talent. Dunaway never ceases to amaze fans from the days of her classic on-screen display that earned her star rating, but her natural show of force on co-stars and anyone that is very unlucky around her is a tale one too many. It's her way, her faith, and her life. It made her even more attractive to some of us who like action ladies, who know exactly when to be soft and how to be tough as the situation demands. The streets of Hollywood are flooded with tales of ruthless behaviour by some of its performers, both males and females. Perhaps Dunaway's lifestyle could fall into some funniest behaviour that the entertainment industry has ever recorded. The most interesting part is that she's not giving up so soon, because her story continued to rent the gossip media and excite those who believe in her bravery in the face of injustice. This model actress, who came to prominence starring in such classic films as Bonnie and Clyde, Chinatown and Network, hit the headlines again for the same reason she has been known for years. The 1977 Best Actress Oscar winner remained a superstar of a kind, despite whose residue is being ground. For those who believe in this glamorous lady, her age is just a number, so when you have her on set, it will be nice for everyone not to play against her rules. I hear Faye Dunaway was dismissed from her drama after she allegedly slapped a crew member on set. I don't know how true that is. The truth remains that it is not news for us to ponder over, because we have always known her as a strict disciplinarian. While this is the latest of her age-long string of scandalous accusations, it's only a pack in the bag to warn those who think that the entertainment industry is an all-comers affair where misbehaviours are treated with kid gloves. Senior entertainers like Dunaway are not giving up on what they believe is right for the industry, a sanitisation campaign she started several years ago. If what Broadway wig designer Paul Huntley said is anything to go by, Dunaway's anger was in action on a 1996 tour of the show Master Class. Huntley noted that based on the information available, Faye detested the manner the hairpins were being presented, and "she slapped my assistant's hand," in his words. The victim was shocked and did not know what to do. Rotania Alder, who played the supporting character to Dunaway's Joan Crawford character in the 1981 film Mommy Dearest, lamented how they were filming a scene when, rather than doing the expected stage slap, she gave a very hard slap on the cheek. Very hard slap for real? Maybe I should add that the slap blurred Alder's vision for a while. Laugh out loud. At this time, no one should question this legendary lady about her actions, because for Faye Dunaway, if you must advance your vision, the one way you can protect it is to fight for it, and if possible you do the same thing over and over until you get the right result. Do I hear you say that is her inner self? You can't take that away from her. Over the years as an actress, Dunaway has always distinguished herself as a woman with commanding power, with critics saying that her ways of exercising influence had always come with contradictions. She tends to showcase physically sharp characters that advocate perfection in all situations. Most times her regular, immaculately tailored outlook was a perfect match for her persona. Critics say she is always defensive about her private life, the reason she rarely grants interviews, and of course not the outgoing type, because you may not see her always in the public arena. We all saw those spontaneous eyes, the roughness and a burning intensity which characterized Dunaway's most remarkable movie performances. notably her depiction of desperado bank robber Bonnie Parker in Arthur Penn's Bonnie and Clyde. In case you missed that one, you can check out the chillingly ruthless TV executive in the Satire Network of 1976 that gave her the ultimate Academy Prize, not forgetting, of course, that traumatized femme fatale in Chinatown. Her talent on screen is so uncommon and unforgettable. She is an unmatched genius, considering her exploit a few years back. In her heydays, Dunaway's skill was a powerful influence on social culture. No wonder she's much cherished by teeming fans, especially teenage fans, that tried to replicate her icy cool. Behind her fame, power and attention is that unique behaviour that critics have continued to talk about. From the bouts between Roman Polanski and Dunaway while the filming of Chinatown was ongoing, the Dunaway and Betty Davis on the set of The Disappearance of Amy, fight to the Dunaway and Preminger on the set of Hurry Sundown, Free for All. Her story is extraordinarily remarkable. The lyrics of accusation and counter-accusation go thus: "She's a gigantic pain. No, I'm not. He is incessantly cruel to me." The persistent sarcasm and the endless need to humiliate her in harassment-related incidents are always a bone of contention. A particular memory is still fresh in my mind, the $6 million litigation that Dunaway instituted against Andrew Lloyd Webber over her obvious removal from a Los Angeles production of Sunset Boulevard that was later settled amicably. Too often we hear stories about Hollywood wannabes burdened with accusations of poor talent and wrong behaviour, usually from powerful Hollywood men, but no one ever bothered to ask questions as to what often transpires between the boss and their subject, given the Dunaway's Chinatown incident. That is why some of us are requesting the need to reconsider the tales about one of the last surviving legends of our time. In an exceptional and enlightening discussion, Faye Dunaway has recently revealed some of her past issues, successes, struggles, and romantic relationships in Hollywood. A lot of her fans had rumoured about a few of her most unforgettable on-screen love interests and possible love relationships. The likes of Warren Beatty, Steve McQueen, and Jack Nicholson readily come to mind. Dorothy Faye Dunaway was born in 1941 in Florida to Grace April and John McDowell Dunaway Jr., an officer in the U.S. Army. She is a mix of Ulster, Scottish, English and German descent, and is said to have spent major parts of her childhood in transit, traversing the United States and Europe. After acquiring a combination of ballet, tap, piano and singing knowledge, she was prepared for stage performance. Though she graduated from the University of Florida, she later took a degree in theatre from Boston University. While schooling, Dunaway started appearing in a summer stock company. By age 21, she took an acting lesson at the American National Theatre and Academy, where she was noticed by Lloyd Richards, who endorsed her for director Elia Kazan. The following days in the early 1960s saw Dunaway appear in Broadway productions as an extra in Robert Bolt's drama A Man for All Seasons, and later worked with Professor William Alfred, who inspired her spiritually, a man she described as a teacher, a mentor, and, I suppose, the father I never had, taught me the purity of real beauty and how to go at this messy business of life. Dunaway made her screen debut in 1967's The Happening and quickly progressed to that famous role as Bonnie Parker, which saw her through to stardom. On the soft side of this great lady, Dunaway was romantically involved with a few men at different times in her life. She was briefly in a romance with stand-up comic Lenny Bruce before being engaged to Jerry Schatzberg for a year or so. Though it did not work out, the two kept their friendship, and Dunaway would later appear in the first film he directed, Puzzle of a Downfall Child. She was smitten by co-star Marcello Mastroianni and fell in love with him. The duo was romantically pushing their passion for about 2 years or so before things went south. At some point Dunaway needed to settle down so she could have her kids, but Mastroianni, who was married at the time, did not consider it wise to hurt his wife. As such, would not accept her proposal amidst objections by his teen daughter Barbara and his close pal. Dunaway vacated the relationship and told fans that she gave too much in the relationship. She suggested that she gave things she should have saved for her work. Her real life of the married Italian actor was strong that it broke her heart to watch him go. She was deeply in love with him and did not mince words when she said, He was a man like no one I'd ever met before. He made her feel deeply protected. Of recent, she expressed regret each time she remembered the days she spent with Mastroianni. When I look back on those years, I have moments of real regret. She thought that a piece of her was always thinking, had we married, we might be married still, adding that their fantasies then was that they would grow old together. He made her believe their life together would be like Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn, a love kept secret for a lifespan. Unfortunately, Mastroianni would also say that he never got over his affair with Dunaway. He added that she was the woman he loved the most, and regretted ever deserting her. "I'll always be sorry to have lost her. I was whole with her for the first time in my life," he is quoted. Dunaway has been married twice. Her marriage with singer Peter Wolf in 1974 was met with so much pressure from career obligations, resulting in regular separations. But Dunaway had a few moments to cherish about that relationship. It was very expressive, talking about the connection they had. She once recalled thrilling moments in those rock and roll concerts where the audience chanted "Wolf, Wolf" while he performed and described it as great. That union hit the brick wall in the 1979 divorce. Dunaway soon married British photographer Terry O'Neill in 1983, a man she first met when he was assigned to take a photo of her and Peter Wolf in 1977. Years later, Dunaway told fans that O'Neill is one that made her responsible and helped her grow up to womanhood with a healthy sense of herself. They had a child, Liam, though everyone thought Dunaway gave birth after she separated from O'Neill. We hear that their son was adopted. On the impression given by some powerful Hollywood men like Polanski, who talked of Dunaway as a tyrannical diva after directing a few of her movies. Dunaway is a spirited lady who came from a broken home into an industry occupied by scavengers and predators, and she refused to be used. Her experience with Polanski is just one of the many clashes she had with men who anticipated women to be submissive. Polanski, she said, had a taste for young and soft girls, and that's different from who she is. She added that she is the opposite of what he thought a young girl should be, not threatening, without ideas, and dependent. I was a pretty considerable actress by that time, with strong opinions about my work. She hinted at the reason they clashed. Fresh facts show that Polanski maintained that Dunaway should remain in a car on the Chinatown set, even though she needed to use the bathroom. In revenge mission, she had allegedly flung a cup of her urine at him, though she described this information as absolutely ridiculous in a later interview, even though she would not deny or confirm the allegation because it doesn't even deserve the dignity of a response. Dunaway worked in any way that ensured her personality, survival and success is guaranteed. Critics say she functioned like a man, demanded equivalent billing with Warren Beatty when she appeared in Bonnie and Clyde. Perhaps she set an example for women in Hollywood. A lot of testimonies abound about her activities, both from the directors to co-stars. She just knew what she wanted and the way to go about them, even if it means being alienated. Her activities gave her respect among many of her leading men. That alone is a form of natural attraction, as she watched some of the actors take control of their destiny, inspired by her strong spirit. I could not write everything about Dunaway without quoting her epic maxim, "If you have a vision, the only way to protect it is to fight body and soul, to go to the mat time and time again." She urged those who may find themselves in such situations to go through it like brick walls with intense determination. Because she is a disciplinary actress, some of her colleagues may have experienced her wrath also. James Woods, who appeared with Dunaway in the TV movie The Disappearance of Amy, would remember she threw something at him because he ad-libbed a line. The same with Betty Davis, who was also on the set. Davis did not quite appreciate her ways and thought that she is one of the most difficult women in Hollywood in the era. Beyond the movies, some years back, while she was residing in West Hollywood, an ex-neighbour would recall how she would park her Volvo station wagon and Mercedes SL along a driveway. Sometimes it gets her into a fight with a fellow citizen. Faye Dunaway is just one lady who wants to do her things her way. Many times she ran into trouble with people, and they never liked her high-handed approach to things, because everyone expected her to be a humble woman that should not act like a man. Unfortunately, she is the opposite. We cannot talk about Faye Dunaway without Warren Beatty. Do you think Warren Beatty slept with 13,000 women? Let's find out from this video.